Every time the camera's on, you're riding with me through the storm. From the stories to the struggle, yeah, you've been there all along. Late nights, real talk, spilling through the mic, and the chaos crew shows up every single time. Every single time. You ain't just views, your family. Every comment hits like loyalty through the highs and the lows.
Gunhead, what's going on, legend?
Shout out to the chaos crew, the best on YouTube. It's true, you keep this
What's going on, brother? What's going on, Trev?
every word, every view. From the heart, yeah, Biff's got you. I'm grateful every time
Welcome in.
no one else compares to you. The chaos crew, the realest crew.
Danielle Omiti, or let's just say Danielle. Hello, Danielle. Mr. Binks, what's going on, Binksy? Melinda, what's going on, legends? Sammy, Bush, welcome in. Chaos crew. Oh. Damn. I need to make it a bit bigger for myself. Like some of them are like way out there. Like that's a Fortnite one. That's a PUBG one. Holy shit! Does anyone even play PUBG anymore? That's an Overwatch one. You know what? I like this one. I like this one. This is Overwatch apparently. Heard it on, Miss Vandal, what's going on? Colin, JD, Danny Hartwig, what's going on? Yeah, look, I think a lot of us have been in that boat or in that boat.
Every time the camera's on, you're riding with me through the storm. From the stories to the struggle, yeah, you've been there all along. Late nights, real talk, spilling through the mic, and the chaos crew shows up every single time.
Every single time.
Your family, every comment hits like loyalty through the highs and the lows. You ride for me, and that means more than you'll ever see. Shout out to the chaos crew, the best on YouTube. It's true, you keep this
I swear by me, little fan. I know I say it every live. It's because I do. What's going on, Marky P? David Turnbull, what's going on? What's everyone up to tonight? Anyway, haven't been live for a few nights. It always feels like if I haven't been live for a few nights, it feels like I haven't been live forever. Boomerang girl, Badoosh. Commodores, what's going on, legend? The Chronicles of Chaos. You know what? That was actually one of so for the people that have been following me since the start, they will know that my name used to be, because like I came from Big Biff's Haunted stuff, right? I still am to this day Australia's largest ghost hunter. I just don't do it anymore. But anyway, because I was Big Biff's Haunted stuff, my original name was Big Biff's Life of Mayhem. And then because Chaos was like my club name, I came up with, and so that was my actual first thought, the Chronicles of Chaos, and then it was just like I just like tried a few names out, and the Chaos Chronicles is where we're at. And that is how we came about. Sean Bissell, what's going on, legend? Girl with a greyhound says it's my birthday. Happy birthday, girl with a greyhound. What's your greyhound's name? I'll tell you something. If anyone owns the Chopper 2 book, I believe it's number 2. If you turn to page 21, there's a pretty crazy story, which is sad, about a greyhound. Actually, don't read that story. Yeah. How crazy is that I can remember page numbers? Big cliffs, smoke them quick. Big spliffs, smoke them quick. Love it. I love it. Kevin Kirkland, what's going on, legend? I'll tell you something that's funny, actually. As you guys know, like, I don't generally like get loose on lives very often. Do you know what I mean? But I am, unless like something spectacular happens where I've been an absolute fuckwit. Like, I'm never ever apologetic for showing everyone a good time. And like, if you guys actually go and check in the comment section, because I post all of my lives after I do them. And so, someone said, I'm busy clipping your drunken live. I said, well, if you want, I said, if you go back in my live playlist, you'll see there's a lot more. And I said, look, there's probably going to be a few more in the future. It's not against YouTube guidelines to have a few quiet ones on the stream. And, it did get a little bit loose, but like, we're always having fun. It wasn't like the old days where, I was falling into troll traps and like people were deliberately saying things to trigger me. And it's not like the old days. But anyway, here's this. This is the complaints department. So in order to make it a complaint, you got to take a number, right? So, so just take a number if you've got a complaint. Oh. Anyway, that's 3D printed. I have to just reassure my audience, for all the people that wear blue uniforms that watch my channel, this is a 3D printed item. That's enough of you. In the deep dark bowls of the underworld, order must be maintained. Without a strict and unforgiving chain of command, chaos is inevitable. I've got to do it because, like, people make it quite clear that they clip my content. I could almost guarantee it that the people that say and do that come from a particular community. And I just laughed, you know what I mean? I've been here doing this for a long time now. After I tell that motherfucker what to do, it's a pecking order. You can 3D print a lot these days. It's wild. So, I don't own a 3D printer. This is actually bought from Temu. It's actually one of my favourite items that I have in the studio at the moment, if I'm honest. I think it's fucking great. Wait, I forgot about me. Got to put this on now. Now that I knew, I didn't want to open this yet. This is a gold Chaos Chronicles badge, right? Men don't wear brooches, we wear badges. Anyway, I didn't want to open it because it's such a cool packet, and I was like, oh, hang on, it's got like finger marks on it. Imagine if I opened it and it stayed the same, and it did, and it did, which means I chuck it on during the lives. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what, I had this thought the other day. So, like I said to the moderators, I'm going to be making your own moderator t-shirts myself. So it's a bit more of a personal touch. And then that way you won't have to wait. It's been taken like up to 4 weeks to get some of my merch sometimes. Some people have been getting it in under 2 weeks, but like, yeah, it has been taken up to 4 weeks sometimes. But I thought I'm going to give a few of these out over the next couple of months to very loyal Chaos Chronicles subscribers. I fucking love this thing. Do you know why? It's like the Hunger Games. It's like a little Hunger Games badge. That's why I fucking love it. It's grouse. I think, but like, I don't know brooch or badge etiquette. What is the right side? Because remember when you were in school, and if you got your ears pierced, but if you got, I think it was if you got your left ear pierced, they said you were a homosexual. That's how school was crazy back then. Do you know what? Do you know how much I didn't give a fuck back then? I actually got, so I had my ears pierced when I was 9, but as soon as I hit high school, I pierced both my ears, and I was the first person out of anyone to stretch my ears. And as you can see, they're still, once you stretch your ears, they stay stretched. So I did have, the highest I had mine was 22 mils. True Crime Aussie, what is going on, legend? I love that name. It really encompasses everything that I love. Australia and true crime. I love that. High school was almost 20 years ago for me. So, Jeffo, I just turned 43. I left high school when I was 17. I'm going to say that was 26 years ago. Now, my math is not the fucking best. I maybe, I don't know, maybe sometimes 5 years off. But I think I'm pretty close. I think I left school, if I was 17 and I'm 43 now, I think I left school 26 years ago. Is that correct? Oh, you know what? I actually couldn't have been happier with the way it turned out. Obviously, I've had personal jewelry made before, and so I'm actually about to drop. So on my new merchandise store, I'm about to drop sterling silver rings, right, which will have exactly that on it. So if you guys have seen over the last few posts that I've done, so a post is on YouTube where you do, where I put a picture there and then I say like I'm going live tonight or whatever. So a lot of times I've posted the exact ring, what they've came back and said this is what it will look like. So very soon on the merchandise store we're going to have sterling silver rings. I wouldn't hold your breath if you're like going to be because I would imagine they're never going to do gold ones. Although, I mean, I will ask. Oi, the profile of you bloody legend. What's going on? Brett Stevens, you bloody legend. Biff, you mentioned you started an apprenticeship. What was it doing? So Yeah, so I, I, I struggled at school, right? Just quickly, yeah. So I stayed down 3 times at school, and so once in primary school and 2 times in high school. So I actually did year 10 twice, um, and so, but so no, actually, sorry. So it was only twice. It was only twice. But it was, yeah, once in primary school, once in high school. I done year 10 twice, and I tried my absolute hardest to complete year 11, but I didn't. And I left school, and so yeah, so what actually happened? This is how I got my apprenticeship. So one day, one of my childhood friends came up to Benalla. I was living in Benalla at the time, and all of my friends that lived in Cranbourne, like I said, I stayed down a couple of times. So, but I also started school when I was 4, right? So I started school when I was 4. So I was always a year younger than anyone at the very least every time I was in a grade of school. And so my friends had their licenses before me. And so I remember my friend came down, and he was in like this U Butte. He had this fucking VK Brock imitation, and I had a 253 in it. It was just the loudest thing. I used to call it a bird scarer. I said, you should go down to the cherry orchards. I said, because they probably pay good money for this. I said, that thing scares the shit out of everything. But anyway, so my friend came in, and he just got himself an apprenticeship, and he was telling me about it. But when you're a kid, like I didn't really pay attention to what he was telling me. All I knew, he was doing some kind of a plumbing apprenticeship, right? And so, um, anyway, he come to visit me this weekend. This is what made me want to do that apprenticeship. I'm not even kidding. So when he came, he was still wearing his work clothes, and he had a Reese t-shirt on, and he was wearing overalls. Yeah, and I was like, damn. I remember looking at that, thinking like, fuck, I want to look like that. Like, I actually thought that that was a cool work look. I'd never ever looked at any job or anything. I wanted to be an auto electrician. Very, that's what I wanted to be growing up. I actually did my pre-apprenticeship in auto electrician, and yeah, my obviously my math skills is what kept me from doing that. But anyway, I ended up doing this. So it was actually mechanical plumbing. So what we actually used to do is we used to install evaporative coolers and like ducted heating and stuff like that. So that's what a mechanical plumber does. I never done any other than a trade school. I never done any shit digging or anything like that. I was never like, cleaning toilets or anything like that. It's a whole different type of plumbing. Although the first 2 years of trade school is exactly the same. So every type of plumber, whether it be a roofing plumber, a mechanical plumber, a fucking domestic plumber, um, like a mechanical plumber, all of them do the first 2 years of their trade school exactly the same. And then when you get to your third year, you branch off. And so I'd actually only had 9 weeks to go. And because I was really good at it, I was actually clocking off more of my modules quicker than I should have. So by the time I was at the end of my third year, and my boss had said to me, like, "Fuck, you've really done well this like last 2 years with your trade school. Like, I don't know if you know, but you've only got like 9 weeks to go of trade school, and then you're going to be a qualified plumber." And I was like, fuck, that's crazy, because I was only still third year, but because I'd clocked off all my modules. And so there are certain like loopholes that's still the same today, that even if you are not a qualified plumber, and if you've been like working with a qualified plumber for say 5 years and you know how to do exactly what that plumber does, there's like back doors into trades. And so, yeah, I tried to do that afterwards. But anyway, cut a long story short, yeah, my mum got sick, and it was when my mum and dad were still together, and my dad was a piece of shit. And yeah, I moved home. I left my apprenticeship so I could just be home and be near my mum, you know. And then when things got a bit better for mum, I was like, all right, I'm gonna try and get back into it. But this is exactly what happened, right? So I'd been out of it for like 14 months, and which means I hadn't gone to trade school for like 14 months, and and then yeah, so I was like, I rang back up the trade school and said, look, I want to get back into it. I've found another like worker that's willing to let me finish off my last 9 weeks of modules so I can become a qualified plumber. And it broke my heart. Like what they told me on the phone broke my heart. They were like, if you had called us up at 10 months, 11 months, we would have been able to do what you said. But you've called us up and you haven't been doing trade school, or you haven't been doing this work for 14 months. And they said, there's these stupid laws that are in place for tradesmen, and especially for electricians this applies to. But because same with plumbing, because you work with gas and you also work with electricity as well. But because there's so many regulation changes, yeah, I found out that day that I literally would have had to start from scratch again. And I was like, that's fucking bullshit. I was like, so literally the matter of, like, because they said if you had called me at 11 months and I was at 14 months, so like, so the matter of 3 months was the difference from me being able to finish my apprenticeship without having to do all of them fucking 3 years of modules again. And I was like, fuck that. And so I swear to God, that's what kicked me um into criminality on the level that I did. Like, I was still like doing crime and stuff at the time, but that's what I kind of had a big fuck you attitude against the world at that time, and that's happened to me twice. You know, obviously we've spoke about when I got out after doing my 9 years. Um, the parole board paid for me to get my crane license. I've still got it actually, and so I started doing crane work. I had an opportunity to go Harvey's in a business with this guy, and I literally bought my own. So it wasn't a house, but it was a 3 bedroom cabin in a caravan park, right? I bought it. I owned it outright. And so at this time I had a motorbike, I had a car, I was doing really well, and literally had just got custody of all 3 of my kids after doing 9 years. And I got out and literally just said, fuck that life, and I've had enough. And then yeah, the unthinkable happened. So my business partner said, listen, I'm gonna go. He was also a train driver, and he used to drive like fucking. Anyway, he used to drive up the top of Australia in Cockatoo. Used to drive freight trains and that. And anyway, he said, look, I'm gonna duck off to Cockatoo, and you're going to run the business, and like, which means, and then he's like, we worked out a deal where I get X amount for doing everything, and then obviously he still gets his percentage because he still owned a percentage, which was 50%. And so the deal that we came up with was absolutely beautiful. I was a Franner driver, or I've got my CV and my C2 crane license, so which entitles me to drive crane trucks as well. Obviously I've got my truck license as well, and and then yeah, like, just all of a sudden, next thing you know, I wasn't getting paid, and like, I had my 3 kids living with me, and I was on non-association with the bike club, and I was literally doing everything perfectly and doing everything that I should have done right, but yeah, it wasn't to be. My business partner um, put me into liquidation, and yeah, put me out of business, and I lost everything. Like I lost that cabin that I bought. I had to sell my car. I had to sell my motorbike. Um, yeah, it was just really tragic, actually, because that's actually what kicked me. As soon as my parole was over, I was like, "Yeah, you want to do that to me?" I tried my absolute hardest to be a fucking law-abiding citizen, and yeah. Next thing you know, I'm at the clubhouse, and I'm doing club things, and I'm back, not a contributing member of society again. Roofing, gas, heating, ventilation, water. Yeah, that's about the crux of it. But but I always say, had all of those things not happened, we wouldn't be right here right now. We wouldn't be here tonight to have this chat, and the YouTube wouldn't be what it's at, and our community wouldn't be what it's at, and it's all of those things which pushed me into doing this. And who knows? Um, if my business partner hadn't have ripped me off, um, like yeah, that would have been crazy. And what's really funny, right? And I swear to fucking God, like I was literally in Victoria, and obviously I was number one, like pointed at victim, suspect number one. So where my mum lived and where he lived, so that their houses actually backed onto each other. It's a true story. It's how I got the job. It's how I knew this guy was a crane driver. Rah rah rah. And then so after all that shit happened, I'd moved back to Victoria, and yeah, this guy's house caught on fire, and obviously the number one fucking finger points like were at me, and yeah, watertight fucking alibi, of course. Like I swear, I literally had nothing to do with that, and yeah, it was just unfortunate. It's one of those things, I suppose. Oi, hello, everyone that's come in that I've bloody missed. JGB, what's going on, legend? Ebsy, what's going on, legend? Jeffy O, the rig, the salesman, Jonesy, Luke Sparta Viking, what is going on, legends? And anyone else that I missed? Scott Hall, what's going on? No footy, so I'm locked in. True. So, did you guys know that that's actually why I started doing 9 o'clock lives? So, I used to do 8 o'clock lives, and the reason I started doing 9 o'clock lives was because of the AFL. Oi, Marky, good night, mate. Oi, did you know what? Marky P is like quite literally, yeah, one of my actual longest subscribers, followers. He's actually been following me since my very, very early days on TikTok. Yeah, and he's still here. What an absolute legend. Marky P. Badouche. You're doing the right way now. Thank you, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, you can only do your best. And like, I mean, that's all we can be expected to do as well. You know, no one should be expected to do any more than they can do. And you know, I actually, you know, like I look, to be honest, I can't fucking wait to get on my new medication for my MS. And the reason I say that is because JD just fucking said that. And like, JD actually suffers from MS like I do as well. And so, like, for those of you that missed out on what I actually said in the premiere, I'll say it again now. Like, it's actually been really hard for me. I've been I actually had to be over a month free of my last medication before I start my new medication for my multiple sclerosis. And so I've been on this medication called Gilenya since 2014. And like, yeah, it really, really helped, right? And so, like, what I've found is, like, in the limbo, like in the period that like I'm non-medicated for my condition, it's been really hard. And um like one of the like the thing with MS is, guys, right? It's called the invisible disease. It's because, like, generally, like, I'll say, like, I used to say 90% of symptoms you can't see, but like, now that I've lived it for a lot longer, I understand that it's a little bit. I will say that 60% of conditions that, like, people with MS suffer, you can't see, you know, and so why? Which it's called the invisible disease. And but yeah, like, I actually have found myself. But one of the worst things is chronic fatigue, which is what everyone with MS suffers. And yeah, it's a big one with me, and it's been really affecting me. And so, what I actually said in the premiere was, like, you know, I've been, people have been, you know, making comment of me not going live over the last week as I usually do. And yeah, just know that that's absolutely just because, like, if I ever don't go live, there's got to be a reason for it. I'm never just sitting there going, like, I'm not going live tonight, you know. But yeah, that's been a big player in like, yeah, my life at the moment. And like, I literally go to, so it's just over a week. I said a week in the premiere, but it's like 9 days, and I start my new medication. And like, literally, like, it's so hard for me to actually believe that it's true, but like, it is. It's actually gonna, like, rewind my fucking, like, I don't know. It's like, it's gonna make me fucking, like, normal again. Like, I'm not gonna have any of these conditions. Apparently, it's very hard to believe, but like I'm speaking to people, like, currently that are on the same medication, that are having nothing but like positive signs. Anyway, we're moving on from that, and yeah, that's enough of that. I will change the subject straight away with the change of a song. Thank you, buddy. Profiler. Yeah, look, you can only give it your best, you know? And anyone can't be like, do you know what I mean? That's all you can do.
Lost
Lost
within my
within my
plans for
plans
life.
for life.
It all seems so
So
unreal. I'm a man cut in half in this world, left in my misery. The
Oi, thank you for all the positivity in the chat. Thank you guys. Like literally, like this is the absolute truth. If I didn't have you guys, like, and this is the 100% hands down truth. If I did not have you guys, I would not be where I am today. Like that's a fact. Because like ever since like we've started this YouTube community and like yeah, like I feel like I have to be held accountable and like every one of you legends has helped in me to get to where I am today. It's fucking mad. You've got to stop dealing and talking to people. It'll save your soul. Brother, I'll tell you something, right? True story. I am over 5 years. I am over 5 years hard drug free. Fucking go Biff. And yeah, it's been longer than that since I've actually dealt anything. Yeah, I would never do it. I wouldn't even like you guys don't understand. It is like so easy for me to go back to prison. It is so easy. I was a fucking VIP fucking prison member. Boy, there's my beautiful mum. I love the true crime videos on this channel. Thank you. Oh shit. Cinealion. Right. Cinealion. Right. Look, I'm not gonna pretend that I know how to fucking. But that's my beautiful mum. Cemetery. Boy, look at that thing sparkling in the sun. I love it. I fucking love it. Point man, I'm looking into that myself. I know you're talking about Julian. Yeah. Oi, guys, you guys have actually got you'll love the video that I done tomorrow that's posted for 7 o'clock tomorrow night. It is titled Who else will they let slip through the cracks? You know, because like let's be honest, Desi's fucking bon voyage or dead, we don't know. Julio Inglis or Julian Inglis is long gone. Gus Lamont, no one knows where that poor little bugger is. William Tyrrell, like literally, when was the last time the police found somebody? Like, I'm not even being like nasty towards the police. I'm being just straight up here. When was the last major discovery that the police done? And I know everyone's going to say Chloe. What was that young girl's name that got kidnapped? Chloe. You know the little girl, and like the guy up north kidnapped her and they got her back. Other than that, because I don't know, that was a little bit how you going, if you ask me. Or what was her name again? What was her name? Cleo. That's it, Cleo. I knew. Do you know what? That I hate that because that's one of the worst things that people with MS have to deal with is like we forget words, right? But it's not like we forget them entirely. It's like in our brain there's a brick wall and we can see that word just glowing enough so you kind of know what the word is. It's weird. Cleo. Samantha in Ballarat. Yes. So, yeah, that's something that I definitely will be looking into. Obviously, if it's chronic fatigue, how do you treat it? Rest. That's the number one thing you can do. And like, I'm my number one worst enemy when it comes to my condition. I don't pay attention. Like, I literally am of the mindset that like I feel like the doctors want me to sit in an armchair for the rest of my life with a walking cane, maybe even a rocking chair. I don't know, and just fucking like make like horses out of a wood and like a bit of wood and a knife in my rocking chair and my walking stick. I feel like that's what they want me to do for the rest of my life. I can't do that. I will never ever. No way. All right. Anyway, we're moving on. We're moving on from that subject. I'm about to go to the Brascarino. I'm about to go pop my dinner on. I'm literally won't be long legends. What haven't we listened to for a while? I wrote the words for this song too.
I've been running from shadow since I was a kid. No one ever listened, no one ever did. Silence my pain, made me feel small. But I learned to stand up even when I'd fall. I grew up in a house where the doors stayed locked. Voices got loud, but my voice got lost. Scared of the dark, scared of the light. Trying to learn wrong from right every night. No hand to hold, no map, no sign. I had to carve out my own crooked line. And when the truth hit me like a freight train's roar, the world ain't the dream that they sold me before. I was just a boy with a broken plan, trying to be a man with no helping hand. Hurt people, that's the way it goes. Bleeding heart, sleep scars, nobody knows. I was chasing dragons, chasing that high, fast life, fast money, burning through time. But in the mirror I saw my own ghost say, "Age now, or you're digging your grave." Hurt people, but we can break the chain. I had to lose myself to find my name. Every street light flickered like a warning sign. Every dollar I touched had a darker side. I was blind to the pain, deaf to the cries, living in a world built on my own lies. Chaos became my closest friend. Every high just led to another dead end. I learned too late, but I'm learning still. Freedom don't come from a crushed pill or a bill. I was just a kid in a grown man's war. Didn't know what I was fighting for. Hurt people, that's the way it goes. Bleeding heart, sleep scars, nobody knows. I was chasing dragons, chasing that high, fast life, fast money, burning through time. But in the mirror I saw my own ghost say, "Age now, or you're digging your grave." Hurt people, but we can break the chain. I had to lose myself to find my name. There's a road out of darkness, I can see the signs. Gonna lay down my demons, leave them all behind. If I don't change now, then I'll fade away. But I've still got a chance, still got today. Hurt people, but I won't no more. I'm breaking free, I've been running from shadow since I was a kid. No one ever listened, no one ever did. Silence my pain, made me feel small. But I learned to stand up even when I'd fall. I grew up in a house where the doors stayed locked. Voices got loud, but my voice got lost. Scared of the dark, scared of the light. Trying to learn wrong from right every night. No hand to hold, no map, no sign. I had to carve out my own crooked line. And when the truth hit me like a freight train's roar, the world ain't the dream that they sold me before. I was just a boy with a broken plan, trying to be a man with no helping hand. Hurt people, that's the way it goes. Bleeding hearts, sleep scars, nobody knows. I was chasing dragons, chasing that high, fast life, fast money, burning through time. But in the mirror I saw my own ghost say,
I can't find my vape.
"You're taking your grave."
This is a dilemma.
But we can break the chain. I had to lose myself to find my name. Every street light flickered like a warning sign. Every dollar I touched had a darker side. I was blind to the pain, deaf to the cries, living in a world
Gaga.
of my own lies. Chaos became my closest friend. Every high just led to another
Oi.
end. I learned too late, but I'm learning still. Freedom don't come from a crushed pill or a pill.
Nellian. Nellian Drive.
Didn't know what I was fighting for.
Nellian Drive. Anyway, I am a very light sleeper. You'll find, I'm going to turn this down and you'll find that you'll be able to hear me. Yeah, I'm a very light sleeper, actually. How's JJ doing? Oh, like, so I'm sure JJ won't mind me saying that. So, like, obviously, we all know that one of JJ's closest friends was quite literally gunned down. Doosh, thank you, JGB, you bloody legend. But so they've got the person in custody now who did that. So I guess, yeah, you know, it's going to be a hard road for everyone involved over the court process and whatnot. So, but yeah, I guess if there's any positive news to come out of that news, that the person that did that is going to be held accountable. I mean, yeah, I wasn't going to talk about it on here, but JJ brought it up. She actually apologized to me for bringing it up. I said, "Hey, don't apologize. I just didn't want to bring it up because I didn't want to like intrude on what was going on." But yeah, obviously very serious. Yeah, it's pretty crazy actually. But yeah. Oh, I gave him $1, you bloody legend. Oh, music and guitars, my favourite thing. Thank you. Oh, which reminds me, actually, Colin, I am sorry that I didn't end up meeting up with you when myself and Ryder were there to party for both of our birthdays. But as you could probably imagine, yeah, I was in no state to be and you know, the night got a lot more extracurricular than we could ever have bargained for, and yeah, I was probably lucky that things went the way they did, or I quite possibly it could have been ended up differently than the way it did. And let's just say that yeah, I kept it at the level I was at with drinking for this exact reason. Because like I look the way I do, right? And Ryder's a big kid, yeah. He's 6'2". He's just turned 18. I said his weight the other day, and he told me off. He said, "I am not. I'm 122 kilos." Either way, you're a fucking big boy. You know what I mean? He's a big boy, and I always like. I guess now that he's 18, that will always be my fear, just because I know what kind of attention I draw myself, and just the attention that we both drew that night was kind of crazy. Yeah, like a quick cut back to what actually happened. I'll let you guys all in on this. So the first place I tried to get Ryder into was the first place I was led into when I turned 18, which was the Pokies right there on Flinders Street. And yeah, like I wasn't even like, yeah, I'd been drinking, but I wasn't drunk. But like, as you guys know, once I've been walking around for a while, I limp around because of my MS. And yeah, the dude was like quite rude actually. He was like, "Look at the way you walk," and yeah, every part of that bad part of me just wanted to, yeah, say, "Look how you're walking," but yeah, I didn't. I just said that, yeah, that's actually like pretty bad of you to, I'm a disabled person, and for you to like not let somebody in because of their disability. And I made a point of it to go back there the next day with Ryder, and to say to the people that like that's actually disgusting what happened, because the other security guard was saying, "Bro, just let him in. Look at him. He's not even drunk. Like, what are you?" And yeah, it was just a joke. So exactly what Gunhead has just said here is true. So he said all fights are dangerous, but kids with knives like machetes is totally different league. Mate, I've been in lots of fights and won and lost. A knife would have ended me. And that's how simple it is. And like that's why last night's video, I literally came out and like put my name on the line and said like fuck it, I'm gonna plead like literally just kids put your fucking knives away, because like it's just crazy now. Like I am somebody who has been stabbed 7 different times on 4 different occasions. So like if you're in your head right now thinking, how does that work? So like I've been stabbed on 4 different occasions and had bladed instruments go into my body 7 times on those 4 occasions. Um, and specifically this one. Like I always say, this one, that's where the scar stops. That's where it starts. It goes all the way around here, and then all the way down there. And that was from getting stabbed in the fucking neck from behind. On that one alone, I should not be here, because exactly what happened to that poor Islander kid on the Gold Coast was exactly what happened to me. I literally stood there and went bang, took my hand away, the blood went whoosh whoosh as far as my hand could reach, and literally I turned around. My first instinct, because I was an idiot, was to run after the guy, and I did. I literally took 3 steps and then just went bang and landed on my back, and had an off-duty police officer, well, on duty because they were doing surveillance of me at the time. But yeah, had I not been under surveillance at the time, I would have died. 100% would have died. That police officer, he actually, because what actually happened was, so if your major arteries get cut, yeah. So this is why people die so quickly. So what actually happens is your veins are like elastic bands, and so especially your main arteries, your carotid artery and your jugular. And so obviously when you get those cut, they're like elastic bands, and they do this twang, and that's why people die, because there's no way you can grab that vein and stop it. And by the grace of whatever, mine was still severed, but it was still hanging on by whatever, like just a little bit of a vein. And so the off-duty police officer literally jumped on my chest, stuck his hand, because all that skin was peeled down like that, and my veins were like exposed. And he literally stuck his hand in my neck, and because I'm standing there, and like when he jumped on he's like, relax, mate, I'm a cop. He's like, you're all right. And I'm like, my first words were, I'm dying, aren't I? And he said, because I knew I'd never felt like this before. Like I was feeling cold. I knew, like literally, I was laying there on the ground, and like you ask my mum, she'll tell you, like, because she made it to the pub before I got in the ambulance, so she's seen me laying on the ground. I'm laying on the ground, and the blood was massive. Like I was just laying in a big pool of blood. Fucking crazy. What were you doing under observance? Were you not a good lad? Oi, brother, like, listen, here's the truth, bro. I've never come on here once and said that I got here by being a contributing member of society. It's not the truth. Do you know what I mean? I'm here to tell my story, which involves me being in prison for most of my adult life. You know, my last prison sentence was 9 years. I've never preached to be a good boy, but obviously, if I was under surveillance, I was up to no good, allegedly, which is what they were alleging at the time. True story, too. So, lucky that they nearly killed someone who's as solid as a fucking rock, and there was never ever going to be a time in hell that I was ever going to dog on that person for stabbing me in the neck. So that guy quite literally like got away with attempted murder. I had literally, as soon as I woke up, I was in a coma. As soon as I woke up, I had the police there quizzing me, who did it, rah rah rah. They obviously knew who did it. It was on camera. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all on camera, me getting stabbed in the neck. They're saying I was the provoker of the fight, which is actually not true. And it didn't even look like I was the provoker on the video. You literally seen it for what it was. I walked past with drinks in my hand. One of them deliberately put their foot in front of my foot. I've spilled the drinks all over this guy, and he's put on a show, and he's blah, blah, blah. And then me. So my brother and my friend had actually just left. I was literally at the pub with 3 girls by myself. And so, like, I literally just said, like, I was carrying 4 drinks, and I was like, bro, like, seriously, like, you did that. Like, fucking, but, like, listen, if it's an issue, I will literally buy every one of you at this table a drink right now. I don't fucking care. And yeah, he just started being a hero, rah, rah, rah. And, like, I literally just thought I was defusing the situation. He got up swinging, and because I was already standing up and because he was sitting down, that was his first mistake. I just literally pinned him over the table by his fucking neck like that. I said, bro, I don't want to fucking fight you, man. I go, literally, I'm about to go back to the table and I'm going to fucking go and get my fucking wallet. And because I only took cash over to the bar. And I was like, I'm going to go and get my wallet. This is what I'm saying while I'm still holding him by his neck. And bro, I'm going to buy his all a drink and this is all going to be fine. He's like, yeah, sweet, bro, sweet. And I swear to God, the fucking coward, when I let him go, I was like, are you sweet? And he's like, I'm sweet, bro, I'm sweet. And I literally, stupid move, turned my back and walked away and walked towards the girls where we were sitting down so I could grab my wallet and go buy them all a drink. And the dude fucking smashed his drink and went whack and stuck it straight in my neck. But here's the thing, I've never ever once, so please don't ever try and put that on me. Like I've never ever once come on here and tried to say that have like, do you know what I mean? I've had literally 2 jobs my whole life, like literal jobs, like proper paying jobs where you're getting paid and the tax man's taking tax off you. Other than that, I've been a criminal my whole life. Is it something I'm proud of? No, it's not. But I am here now trying to make a difference. It's the best I can do. And all I can say is if that's not good enough for you, then maybe this isn't for you, you know? I'm not saying this is the case, but I'm just saying, you know, some people get a little bit uptight when they find out actually how deep I was involved in that world. Like, I think, you know what I mean? Look at my face. It tells a story, you know? Obviously, like, yeah. Oi, JJ, you mofo, when do you rock up? Yeah, I remember that Islander kid got... Oi, do you know what? I actually can't watch it. I can't watch that because, like, that's exactly what my mum's seen, right? So my version of events is a little bit altered from what actually happened. So, like, I thought someone pulled the phone out of my pocket, which is true, which is what actually had happened. But like they were actually on their way. So these girls, they knew where I lived. I literally had just moved to in with my mum and my brother, and just said, "Fuck this! I'm changing my life. I'm going to get a job," and I did. I got a job roof tiling, got my first paycheck, went to the pub. At this particular pub, they had 2 for 1 on Thursday night. So it didn't matter what you bought. You could buy a can of Jack. You were getting 2 if you bought 1. Yeah. And so people used to go there and get fucked up. And so anyway, my first time going there, my first time meeting these chicks, I'd never met them before. And so they were just friends of my brother and my brother's friend. My brother and his friend worked at the same place. And yeah, it was just... And so what had actually happened is those girls had actually grabbed my phone out of my pocket because they were like, he's going to die. And they're like, we've got to fucking tell his brother. So they were actually trying to get in contact with my brother. And by the time they got in contact with my mum, they were at my doorstep and my mum answered the door. And they said, because they thought my name was David, that's my brother's name, they said, David's just been stabbed. Now my mum's tripping. My mum's going, what are you talking about? He just walked through the door. My mum's gone to his bedroom. No, he's there. What are you talking about? And she's like, no, are you talking about my other son? And then so obviously they've gone, yes. They've grabbed my mum, and because like where we lived was literally like less than a minute away from the pub, right? And we lived in West Park in Hastings at the time, and this was at the Western Port. And so, yeah, we literally just, they drove my mum down there, and my mum actually got to the scene before the ambulance got there. So what my mum seen was horrific. No mother should, like, I'm often asked what regrets I have in my life, and that's one of them. That my mum had to walk through that pokies door and fucking see me lying on the floor, like in a pool of blood, dying, because I was. And like I died 3 times that night on the way to hospital. My mum, like I was saying to mum, like, I'm dying, aren't I? And my mum, brave as hell, she's like, no, you're not. You're not dying. And my mum will tell you, if she's still here in this chat, that it was the hardest thing she ever had to do, because she was looking at me knowing damn well that I was dying. Like the amount of blood I'd already lost, I was like fucking grey and blue actually. And yeah, I kept dying. I died 3 times. And what made it worse, right? So I'm actually I shouldn't tell people this, but I'm actually the rarest blood group there is, yeah. So there was not one drop of blood for me at the Frankston Hospital. So I died 3 times on the way to the Frankston Hospital. the last time I died was on the way through the doors of the Frankston Hospital, and they were pumping my stomach, rah, rah, rah. They've said to my mum, quick, you need to fill this out. Tell us what blood group he is. He needs to have emergency blood infusion, rah, rah, rah. They've managed to bring me back to life for the third time, right? And then my mum's like, blah, 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 gave him the form. They've come back and said, fuck, he's O negative, which is what I am. And so, all right, there is one rarer than O negative, but it's actually like literally like 5 people in the world have it. So, like, it's not really a thing. So, O negative is the rarest. And so, there was no blood. This is why everyone should donate blood, because you just never know whose life you might save. And so, the only reason I survived that is because the surgeons, right? Because obviously I had to have surgery because I was cut on my major artery, and the only thing that saved my life was plasma infusions. So I actually have this thing, right? So my son has it too, which is called neutropenia. So I naturally have a low white blood cell count. If I get cut, a scab, whatever, they take ages to heal. I have a very naturally have a very low white blood cell count. It's probably why I'm so fucking white. But which made it harder again. Which means that obviously they couldn't overdose me on white blood cell, which was a major concern because like the surgeons were like, this is the only thing that's going to save his life right now is if we give him this plasma infusion. And then obviously they found out I had neutropenia, which is what my son has as well. And they were like, fuck, this couldn't get any worse. Do you know what I mean? Like, we need to give him white blood cells, but we can't overdose him on white blood cells because he's a low white blood cell. It just couldn't have ended up any worse. And I luckily survived that. Should not be here to tell this story. So what it actually did, right? So it didn't sever my jugular, it nicked my jugular, right? So because it was a circular item, right? Like, so let's just say it was that. Because it was a circular item, now if you have a look, like it's basically, wait, I'll try and get the right angle, but if you have a look at that angle that's on now, and then you have a look at the scar, it's basically the same scar, right? So that's exactly what it was. So it was a schooner. If you guys know what a schooner is, they are about that wide too. They're bigger than a pot. And so literally he went bang, smashed it. I don't know if you guys, you know what I mean? Jagged glass is very, very sharp. And like, I actually didn't even know that the guy had stabbed me, if I'm honest. Like I said, I've been stabbed like 7 times on 4 different occasions, and on 3 of them times I didn't even know I'd been stabbed. Like, you hear these stories about people saying they didn't even know because of the adrenaline. That's 100% true. Like, even though this guy just got my major artery, like, until I realized I'd been stabbed, I did not know I'd been stabbed. And because I went like this straight away and put my hand straight over my neck like that, and like, because I did that, it had covered the wound up straight away. But as soon as I went like this, and because where those girls were sitting where we were, they were sitting like with their back against like the smoking area. So the glass windows were like mirrors, yeah? Because it was dark outside, the windows were like mirrors. And I literally was standing there, and I remember looking at the mirror, and I remember seeing this guy behind me, and I remember like all his mates like going, fuck, like literally saying, what have you done, bro? What have you done? And I remember like trying to comprehend all this in my head, and I've got my hand on my neck like this, and then I remember just thinking, fuck, I actually think I've been stabbed in the neck. And then, yeah, I can't even tell you. I moved my hand, and then Like my arms don't even spread as far. So every time my heart pumped, so like say, so because my jugular was cut but not severed, it was like every time my heart pumped, blood was going, and because I was obviously, and like I said, as soon as I realised that was going on, like I'm standing there and literally spraying people that are standing 1.5 meters away with my blood from my neck, and like my instant reaction, because this is just how dumb I was to chase that guy. And I'm not joking. Like I could still see that guy before I turned around in the reflection, and like every one of them was like just in awe that I was still standing. Like they were like, "What the fuck?" And then when I ran at them, they all just took off because they were like, "What the fuck? This guy's fucking like a fucking machine." And then like the truth is, I literally made it 3 steps. Like I started running, made it 3 steps, and then yeah, truly literally have never had anything like that happen to me before, because like I was running forward but ended up on my back. That's how much I just lost every part of everything. I wet myself. I actually shit myself a little bit, like in the ambulance, like not at the pub, thank fuck. But like this is what happens when you're dying, your body lets go. And so this is what was happening, and like fucking crazy. And so here's the truth, right? This is the absolute truth. And this is another one of those, like, people can think what they want about it, but it is what it is. So um obviously, like I was in coma for like um closer to 3 weeks than it was 2 weeks. And so like I was out of it for a long time. And so when I came to, obviously, like I've spoke about the shit that happened when I came to, but obviously in my mind, I'm like, somebody's just done that to me, and my poor mum has had to hold me in her arms while I'm literally dying. I obviously wanted fucking blood, and like I'm not lying to you guys. Like I wanted blood, and and I said to myself, once I heal, I'm going to get blood. I'm going to get revenge. Like there's no way in hell I am going to stand for that happening to me. And obviously, like I said, the police came to the hospital, and then they actually came and got me from home when I was in bed. Supposed to be like in bed. I've just been. I always sign myself out of hospital, yeah. And the thing is, what people don't understand, when you sign yourself out of hospital, they can't give you any painkillers, yeah. And I know this, but I don't give a fuck. I'd rather be where I feel safe than in a hospital, you know, especially when someone's just tried to take my life. The last place I want to be lying up is in a hospital. So people don't understand that when you sign yourself out of hospital, I've done it every time I've been stabbed, signed myself out of hospital and been in major fucking pain, but still did it. And obviously I wanted fucking blood, but here's the absolute truth. I wasn't even fully mended, yeah? Like I was fucked. Like it really, really took it out of me. I lost a lot of weight, being in a coma and obviously not eating. And then obviously when I got out, like everything in my neck just hurt. So it was like eating hurt. I lost a lot of weight, right? And and I was also taking amphetamines to stay awake because I was paranoid, you know. And so what actually happened? So I was actually at the pokies. You can't write this shit. I was at the pokies, right? And so this guy was actually walking from the same pub where this happened. The guy that stabbed me was walking from the same pub where this happened. You, like I said, you can't write this shit. Yeah, I am at I am at the Kings Creek Hotel. Yeah, and they are at the Western Port. I had no fucking idea where these people were. I'm not even fucking talking to anyone, but I'm at the pokies. I'm starting to feel a bit better. My neck's all bandaged up. Like I said, I've lost a lot of weight. I can't even fucking eat. I'm at the pokies, right? And like I said, I was doing scallywag behaviour. So I had money from ill-gotten gains prior to the stabbing, and so I'm at the pokies, right? Sorry, I know that doesn't help it, but I can't help it. I was at the pokies, yeah? Video surveillance, 100%, no mistaken, I'm there. I actually won that night too, Bush. You can't write this shit, like I said. So this guy had just walked out of that same pub where it's alleged that he stabbed me in the neck. And there's a zebra crossing up the main street of Hastings. If you guys know, you know. And so anyway, this guy's walking across that zebra crossing by himself, 3 fucking parts to the wind, can't even walk. And then these people, like, obviously didn't see him, obviously, and in a stolen um, Nissan Patrol, right? In a stolen, like, like the old before GQ and that, you know, the square Nissan Patrols, the box ones, and the short wheelbase ones. Yeah, so it was one of them, and so they were hooking. Apparently, they just done an armed robbery. I don't know. I have nothing to do with it, so I don't have the answers what everyone would like to know. And so apparently, it's just bad luck, bad timing, and like coincidental that this has happened. Like, and these people apparently had just done a fucking armed robbery of a drug dealer, and were driving up the main street very fast, and this guy just happened to walk out in front of a stolen fucking four-wheel drive that had just done an armed robbery, and fucking ran him down, and didn't kill him, but he'll never stab anyone again. And obviously, I've spoken about this at length many, many, many times. Obviously, I had the. Who the fuck do you think was going to be the first finger they're pointing? Do you know what I mean? Keep in mind, I said that the police officer who saved my life was surveilling me. I was under surveillance as it was. It was alleged that I was nomming up for a bike club at the time. They're alleging that I was the ringleader of a decent ring of fucking buffheads, they were alleging. And so I was under surveillance. And like I said, you can't write this fucking shit. And obviously I was the first person who was fucking had the finger pointed at them, yeah? So anyway, here I am minding my business. My house gets raided. I get ripped down to the police station. And they're like, how dumb was that? And I was like, what are you talking about? No idea what happened down there at the fucking zebra crossing. I'm like, what are you talking about? And they said, well, so-and-so, who evidently you refuse to give evidence as to, who you refuse to give evidence on. We've got video footage of him stabbing you in the neck, yet you fucking refuse to give evidence and don't want to press charges against this man. I'm like, that's correct. I have no fucking hard feelings against this man. As a matter of fact, it's actually affecting me a little bit right now that you guys are telling me that this guy was hit by a car and may never walk again, you know? That's heartbreaking for me to hear. But unfortunately, sir, I'm unable to help you with your inquiries tonight because I literally know nothing about it. Then they said to me, all right, all right. So this is 2 hours later. They've pulled me back in from the holding cell. All right, we've just got videos from the Kings Creek Hotel. You definitely were there, rah, rah, rah. And they're like, just need to ask you one question. They said, if you knew anything about Mr. So-and-so getting hit by a stolen four-wheel drive, would you tell us? I said, absolutely fucking not. That's all I have to say about it. Your question's answered. Unless I'm being charged with this crime, bon voyage, gentlemen. And I will see you on the next encounter. Ta-ta for now. Oi, thank you, Gunny, for fucking dropping all me links in the chat. Oi, legends. This one right here, wait, fucking mirror gets me every time, right? So this one right here um, is a link for people to donate to the people who are walking for MS, right? So I'm going to have my own link because last live, me and JD said that we're going to do it. I'm going to do it, even though it's probably going to kill me, but I'm going to do it. And because I said my beautiful mama was going through fucking lung cancer when I was locked up last time. Just got diagnosed with MS, and my mum had already done 2 walks for MS the years prior. That year she got diagnosed with lung cancer, and guess what? She did not miss that walk, and guess what? She made it to the fucking finish line as well. And yeah, absolute. How could I ever say that I was never going to do that if someone said we should do that? A, I have multiple sclerosis, and B, if my mum's willing to put her life on the line like that for me, fucking oath, that's what I'm going to do too. Badoosh, mumsy. How far? So there's different lengths, right? So there's different lengths you can go. I could probably, at some stage, yep, there it is. I could probably Biff, why hasn't this episode of your life got its own video? It does, but I just haven't gone into that much detail before. As a matter of fact, I did choose to tell this story on someone else's page, and yeah, I mean, yeah, things happen, and then next thing you know, my story's not on that page anymore, um, because I asked that to happen. Wait. What do I miss, mofos? Oh, you just donated 10? Oh, you fucking legend. Badoosh. Every little cent helps, guys. This is what people don't understand, you know? Some people can only donate a dollar. Some people can't donate anything. Every single little bit helps. MS is still a condition where we don't have a cure. We're probably not even close to a cure. Although there is medication that's putting people into remission. That's remarkable. That's not happened before. Oi, upside nay. Thank you for saying that, and oi, I really appreciate it. But oh shit, oh fuck, wrong one again. Sorry. Did you guys hear that? Did anyone just hear that? It was like metal on metal sound, like like the kind of sound if you like, if you've got like something metal in your hand and you're running along a fence. Did anyone just hear that sound? So what I'll actually do is I will create a link, and so you guys will see that obviously. So obviously, you guys need to know that none of these funds go to me. Yeah, so it's just my name on this fund, and you see when you donate. So actually, Jugger will be able to tell you he has just donated. He'll be able to tell you that you can see that it goes to there. It's not going to me. Do you know what I mean? I get $0 from this. I want $0 from this. I don't. I just want to raise money for my other legends who have what I have and have to deal with what I have to deal with. Oh, look, don't worry. If no, I didn't think it was anything like that, but I just thought it was my dog trying to sneak into the gate. I promise you, if something like that was happening, you would hear the deepest. Like my dog sounds like a bear when he's angry. Like you guys have heard him bark when I've told him to bark. That's nothing. Like he literally has the deepest bark that is scary when he fucking barks. The book must be called the Book of Biff. You know what? I actually wish that I could find this. Fuck, what are they called? The fucking Apple iBooks, Apple iPad, MacBook. So when I first got locked up, right, in 2010, the start of 2010, I was locked up 2009, got out for a little bit, and then went back 2010 for 9 years. But I had a MacBook Pro, right, which was actually one of the first ones I remember having, or remember seeing, and so obviously I was dealing in ill-gotten gains at the time, and I had me one of these, and so I I actually wrote 78 pages of a book that the shit that had happened in my life at that time. Now, you guys have got to understand, when I'd done my 9 years, I got locked up at the age of 28, right? I was 28 years old, which means I'd only been legally allowed to at least enter a fucking bar or a club or whatever for 10 years, right? So let me tell you, the shit that I managed to fit into my fucking dickhead life and survive from the age of literally 16 to the age of 28 is uncanny. Like like I said, I've been shot twice on one occasion, and I've been stabbed 7 times on 4 different occasions. So I should not be here. And you get people that say, obviously, if you were stabbed and shot that many times, you are all right. I'll tell you what that means. That I was always the person on the front line every time. The first person to put their hand up for a dumb job, Biff. The first person to put their hand up for something that was going to put someone else in safety, Biff. The first person who knew that doing what you were going to do was going to put you in prison but put that person in safety, Biff. That is why I ended up being stabbed that many times and shot that many times. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Oi, Aussie Grave Digger, a bloody legend. Biff, on the day of the MS walk, my sister will be walking with her friends who have MS. Can I do my walk with you on the day, brother? Fucking oath. You know what? Anyone who wants to do the walk with me on that day, you're welcome to come along and do the walk with me on that day. If you are enemies, please don't sneak over me on that day. Um, but yeah, just know that there's always methods to this mayhem, and I've made it this far in my life because I think in 4K, and some people think in 2D, you know. But yeah, I'm putting it out there now. Anyone that wants to come on the MS walk, I'll tell you the exact date. It's in May. Um, so I guess this is a good time too to tell you guys that you guys will notice that I've introduced my laptop into a lot of the new videos. Obviously, one of my biggest problems with making my videos, I don't know if you guys ever realize, but I actually, so even if I make a half an hour video, I don't do. So if I muck up, I restart the whole video again, and then I don't know if you guys realize it's only of the last few videos I've started editing those videos. But like, if you have a look, guys, I do one take every time. So it's like, bang, we're diving in. That's it. No edits from there until the end, until we get to my end speech and then the fucking outro video. Rah rah rah. If you guys have a look, just guys, I have like over 800 videos now posted to my page. We have just I think we might be at 11 million views at the moment. Let's have a look. Hang on, let's have a look. I've fucking do you know what? Like, there's been so many times lately where like I get up in the morning, guys. Yeah, like I need you guys to know I'm not looking at this. I can't see the chat right now, but I know my camera's still running. Blah blah blah. I'm trying to see my YouTube channel here. I want to see something. But I get up every morning and I get up and check out my analytics. Yeah, it is what I do religiously. Yeah, I get up and I always grab my phone and I check out my analytics for that day. I check out, what I might have done wrong here, what I might have done wrong there. Anyway, I get into it straight away. But I've been making a lot of changes to the channel lately that I think it's been very, very beneficial for the page. I think at the start a lot of people went like, "What the fuck?" But and I think it's working really well. I just want to see this video. No, I'm not actually. I'm way off. So I'm about to hit 10. I'm on 10,474,335 views. If you guys remember, it was only me posting just a couple of weeks ago that we just hit 10 million views and 43,000 subscribers. We're already up to 44,000 subscribers, 400. It's all happening. I couldn't be happier, legends. Adores. All right, bang, I'm back. Oh, still me, G. All right, I'm just going to go grab my dinner. And yeah. Going to move the laptop. Pop it down there. And I'll be back.
Standing in a spotlight on such a perfect
night.
Knowing that you're out there. I remember one time when I was so afraid Didn't think I had the courage to stand up on the stage. Then you reached into my heart and you found the melody. And if there ever was somebody who made me believe in me, it was you. It was you. It was your song that made me sing. It was your voice that gave me wings. And it was your light that shined, guiding my heart to find this place where I belong. It was your song. Every night I pray before the music starts to play, that I'll do my best and I won't let you down. And for all the times I've stood here, this feeling feels brand new. And anytime I doubt myself, I think of you. 'Cause it was your song that made me sing. It was your voice that gave me wings. And it was your light that shined, guiding my heart to find this place where I belong. It was your song. Dreams can come true with God's great angels like you. It was your song that made me sing. It was your voice that gave me wings. And it was your light that shined, guiding my heart to find this place where I belong. It was your song. It was your song. It's always been your song.
All right, ladies, I'm going to give you a life hack. If you're like sitting there thinking there's something missing in yours and your husband's life, or yours and your boyfriend's life, and you just don't know what it is, it's this. It's Kewpie mayonnaise. I promise you. This is like golden nectar for men. And we all love it. And that will really, really spice up your, at least your dinner party. True story. Fuck yeah. Look how many people in the chat like Kewpie mayonnaise. How good is it? It always gets me, right? In my shopping centre, it's like $7 for the small one, which is like literally fucking that big, or $8 for this one. As you can see, it doesn't get used very much in my household. Oh no, don't make this a gender thing. Who just said mayo with chips? But you're missing one very fine ingredient. Traditional Parmesan cheese. So the big chunky stuff that you break up. Beautiful. Good stuff. Yeah, I don't think I really made it a gender thing. I just said, hey, girls, if you're missing anything from your relationship. So, yeah, I really involved both. But, yeah, no need to get your bloody tampon out of joint, mate. We're all having fun, aren't we? Well, yeah, here's to 2026. Also, up the bum, no babies. I'm settled, Stuart. It's all right, mate. Did you hear Pornhub is now banned in Australia? 6 out of 10 men in the chat right now are going, is it? Yes, we'll be in touch about the walk. Can you do a video called The Family? Oh, you mean you're talking about, hang on. Her name is, fuck, I know what you're talking about. And yeah, they had many places. They had another property up in Eildon. No way. No, wait. Does anyone know, like, the family we're talking about here? We're talking about Am Hamilton Byrne, yeah? So you know Anne Hamilton Byrne? She had like all those kids. She dyed their hair. Can someone please tell me what one of wait, what was one of their communes called? No, wait, because like something just came to me and I need someone else to tell me. Because they had like their church, their fucking like their house, which had like other families and stuff living on there. Um, but yeah, I actually just had like a fucking light bulb moment then and there. So can I say this, yeah? And I'm not. This has got nothing related to what I just said. But has anyone ever heard of Mar-a-Lago, right? Obviously, there's going to be people in the chat that are going to say, yeah, me, I've heard of it. It's this island in Florida that President Trump has owned since the 1970s. Rah, 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 right? Has anyone ever heard the name Mar-a-Lago or Mar-a-Lago related to anything in Australia? Just give me a thumbs up if you have. You don't have to explain, and then say less. The video will explain everything. That was probably not the right move to do, but I wasn't doing what that was looking like. Anyway. Yeah, because you know what? Do you know sometimes, right? I'm sure we've come to this point so many times in conversation where it's quite evident that sometimes you can be talking about something and then something just goes boof, like, and that's what just happened to me. And like, I was like, no fucking way. And I'm not talking about Anne Hamilton Byrne. It was just that made me go, what? No. How did I not think about this before? Oi, thank you. That's all I needed to hear. I promise you. Upcoming video on this matter, because like, what the fuck? Oi, literally, my mind is working overtime right now. ADHD is kicked in and my brain's just going. Are you still live, Biff? Yes, this is still a live stream. Crazy, eh? Sometimes things just make you go, what? You know what? You know what still gets me the most out of this Desi shit? What gets me the most out of this Desi shit is the fact that there's been people in this chat that have been following me long enough that to have known about the time where I made the video saying, if I do not make a video tomorrow, I have been locked up illegally. I should not be locked up. I am being heard by a judge that is like this judge. So the same judge that Desi Freeman and the whole scenario goes on about, this Peter Dunn. So my partner at the time, we had a child together, yeah? And so my partner at the time used to work at Peter Dunn was a solicitor at the time. Her mum used to be Peter Dunn's like secretary. There was no one else in that office, just them three, you know. And on most days, it was just Peter Dunn and my girlfriend's mum, right? And then, so anyway, fast forward to this situation. I had it really, really goes way back, and it's just such a long story, but like it really started this, right? I had just left the motorcycle club, and I had the Queensland police. I was locked up, and I get told I had court one day. I said, I don't have court today. I'm not going. They said, you've got fucking court. And like, yeah, I was like, oh, anyway, like I went right on with it because like they were talking to me like shit. And I actually was like, don't talk to me like that. But anyway, I ended up going to court, and literally it was Queensland police up on the, because it was COVID, you couldn't actually go to court. You had to go to a teleconference. And yeah, literally it was the Queensland police on one camera, and on the other TVs rather was Peter Dunn. And so this was an extradition hearing, and I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, the Queensland police were trying to extradite me back to Queensland, and like keep in mind, I've just left the club. Obviously, the powers that be are not knowing of this information yet. They're just thinking that I'm a club member, blah, blah, blah. And anyway, the charges I was charged with was pretty big, but the charges that they wanted me for in Queensland was like $3.7 million worth of luxury car theft, right? They're alleging that I done that. Now, I have proved that I didn't do this, but anyway, so, but this is where the corruption started. And I was like, but I didn't even know that this solicitor had became a judge. And I was literally saying right then and there to my solicitor, who was in the courtroom with the judge, but I was on a camera, I'm saying, oi, this motherfucker can't be my judge. Like, he literally was at my son's funeral. He was, and this is a true story, my mum will tell you. He was literally sitting like 4 seats away from me at my son's funeral. This is like we went through grief together. Do you know what I mean? Like, and on my argument was, you can't be my judge. This is a conflict of interest. Rah rah rah. And like his literal words were, no, mate. I will be your judge and you will be getting sentenced off me. You can believe that right now. Now, keep in mind, this is all shit you guys can find. Type in my name into the Freedom of Information. Type in Victorian Magistrates Court. That will help you as well, particularly Benalla. and you'll be able to find that exact conversation. And so yeah, that started the corruption of this judge knowing damn well that he wanted to hang me, right? Now, in this time, I'd broken up with this girlfriend, and obviously he had some kind of grudge with me because obviously we'd lost our son. And as a matter of fact, she broke up with me, so I didn't leave her. And yeah, they held some kind of grudge against me, like I was the lowest piece of shit in the world who just left a mother after they lost a child. Well, newsflash, fucking dickheads, I was the father to that baby that lost a child too. So, like, yeah, anyway, that's what started the corruption right there. And it continued right on down the line. And it went to the time when he said he was going to sentence me the next day. And, like, I'm sitting there screaming, like, why isn't anyone doing anything about this? Like, what the fuck kind of corruption is this shit? And then, you legends, it's this what saved me right here. It was me posting the video on YouTube what saved my ass. Because I posted a video the night before, it's still up, saying if I do not come to post a video tomorrow, I am locked up, and I have been locked up illegally by said judge, and this is illegal. And then I give out every single part of my evidence, why it's a conflict of interest, why this judge could not be my judge, right? Now, I failed to mention before that this was also my solicitor. This guy had represented me in criminal matters before. So even just that fact alone, that he was my solicitor, he is not allowed to be my judge. Well, get this right. So I also had a nameless police officer come forward, who's not a police officer anymore, and say, you are not the only one that this is happening to. There's so many people in the Benalla courthouse right now that are getting sent to prison by this guy who actually used to be represented by him. Crazy. Anyway, long story short, that is the same judge that Desi Freeman bangs on about being corrupt, blah, blah, blah. Which is what brought my attention to this Desi Freeman shit. Because, obviously, every single part of me was like, this guy is going through the exact same bullshit that I'm going through. And I felt the same shit. So, my house was raided 9 times in 14 days. Every time I have a fizzy drink and any type of fry, like chip, I get hiccups, yeah? Weird. But anyway, my house was raided 14 times. In 14 days, my house was raided 9 times. And yeah, so much crazy shit happened. I got charged for all this crazy shit. I got charged for having a training supplement in my cupboard because I was going to the gym at the time. I had a training supplement that you could tell was not drugs, yeah? But anyway, they took it off me and they charged me with having 1.2 kilos of cocaine, right? It was 1.2 kilos of this training supplement. What its exact name is, I don't fucking remember, but it's not a drug, yeah? And anyway, and then, so I get the charges and I'm like, what? How am I charged with 1 kilos of cocaine? Anyway, here's the truth, right? You guys need to know this. If you are ever found with anything and the police say it is drugs and you do not challenge it, guess what? That's exactly what they say it is. And no one knows this. So, like, people get caught with training supplements and like, you know, like just powders, like fucking protein powder and creatine and all this shit. That's all it was. It was literally BCAs. If you guys know what branch fucking amino acids are. Anyway, that's all they were, BCAs. They were training supplements, which you can buy from any single supplement store. And yeah, I was charged with having over a kilo, which is commercial quantity of cocaine. And then was when my solicitor said to me, it's because you haven't challenged it. I was like, what do you mean? I fucking challenged it all the way. I told these stoops exactly what it is. I told them it was fucking branch chain amino acids, like BCAs. Like, that's what it is. And like, yeah, and so they didn't want no part of it because it was in a sandwich lock bag. And it literally, that's how I got it from the protein store. They used to come in these sandwich lock bags that had these stick-on labels that obviously this guy was getting bulk amounts of this shit, which was fucking great flavor, and was breaking it down and selling it in fucking, you know, over kilos and rah rah rah. And so that's exactly what it was. And I bet every one of those charges, every single charge that they charged me with, and it turns out that every single one of their raids on my house that night, of them, every time was illegal. Every single time. They had no jurisdiction to raid my house on any of them times, because at the time they were saying that I was on a firearms prohibition order, and I wasn't. And yeah, they were using that as an excuse to raid my house more than every second day. Sometimes it would happen 3 days in a row. It's fucking crazy. No, it wasn't even test or it wasn't peptides of any type. BCAs are something that you guys can get from any single training store. It is something that most trainers use that don't want to use steroids. Yeah, they're like, it's just putting those things back in your body that you are depleting of. Yeah, your body already has this shit. Rah rah rah. That's all it was. But they seen it in that sandwich lock bag, and they were like, ha, 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 we got you now. And yeah, they had no care. And this is the thing, right? So one of the times I actually got charged for saying this, yeah? I had somebody put, this is how fucked up it is. I can't even say what I need to say because I'm at chance at getting charged, yeah? So let's just say one of my friends, yeah, was actually charged. So he had been put on an intervention order. One of my friends was put on an intervention order and got charged. And every single time they raided the house was for a breach of that intervention order for this, for saying how much this person missed their child and how much they loved their child. There was never any threatening messages. There was never any nothing except for a poor father sitting there pleading his heart saying, how can this happen? How can one day I be father of the year and then one day, do you know what I mean? The father catches the mother fucking caught with the father's friend chock-a-block right up to their back axles, like caught in the deed, and then all of a sudden, and for my mate not to end that guy's life right then and there, yeah, my mate, let me just say that for that guy should thank his fucking lucky stars that my mate was in a clear fucking state of mind that night. Otherwise, there would have been dead people. And yeah, so yeah, my silly mate, yeah, ended up going through all this silly stuff, and yeah, bless him. And I just thank my lucky stars that yeah, I'm not as silly as that, and I would never do that. I thank my lucky stars every day. And yeah, there's spies watching my poor friend all the time. And my poor friend actually got breached one time for going fishing, and he put his TikTok live on and he went fishing, and because people were asking in this said person's live about this said person's child, guess what? This said person got arrested because, well, guess what? And it's crazy because, like, although my friend has a very extensive violent history, yeah, has not one domestic violence thing against his name. Funnily enough, it's crazy. It's so crazy how, these people can just walk into a police station and say, this person's done this, this, and this, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, their whole life gets turned upside down. They lose everything that they ever have loved or owned or everything. And then, you've got treachery fucking still claiming to be a victim. It's the craziest thing ever. So the funniest thing was my friend at the time was about 115 kilos, very decent sized fellow. Had a great reputation for putting serious hurt on full grown men. And this person all of a sudden alleged that there was violent activities going on in his home, and yeah, thankfully that my friend has the best legal team in Victoria, and said just a simple few words like, you were so quick to make a report all these times. Was your camera phone not working all these times when you're alleging to have bruises, and did not one of your friends ever see any of this? So anyway, my friend bet all of this in court, yeah? All of it, every single part of it. So actually, around about October last year, this person walked away a free man, no charges, no court orders, no parole, no nothing, and a big fuck you to his ex-partner. That's what my mate said, do you know what I mean? But here's the truth. My poor mate has still not seen his child since the end of 2023 because of said orders. And because my friend obviously was from similar background to me, from a bike club, this and that. This was all this person had to say was bike club this, bike club that. Look at his criminal history, blah, blah, blah. He hits me, rah, rah, rah. And the truth was, like, he just caught her being hit by one of his friends, like, from behind. Do you know what I mean? Like, full on doing the horizontal mobble. Was actually up to his back axles, just fully telling him how much he loved being my friend's friend, which was crazy. But you know what? My friend is a different type of beast. And he always lives by the motto, it would take a lot more than that to keep me down. And there would never ever be a time that said friend would ever go down in a fight without swinging. And yeah, there's probably going to be a time very, very soon when that said friend is re in the presence with said loved one, and literally doing big ones of these, you know. Bless him for hanging on and being a fucking rock solid fucking staunch person, and not falling for all these bullshit lies, and for not only that, for leaping forward and spending every last cent he ever had on proving that he was innocent, like he did. Bless him. Pause. Thank God I do not have to deal with those kind of dramas, guys. Thank God. Like I said, up the bum, no babies. Which at some stage will also probably mean no DVO. Depends. Depends how much money you're giving them when you break up. Night, Corvus. Hi guys, I'm just going to fill me me beverage, and I'm gonna chuck this song on. But I've also got a, because my bottom teeth. Obviously, I've got brand new teeth. My top, whole new, fucking back to front, not one false, fucking just new teeth. I am yet to have my bottom done, and so obviously you guys can see it sometimes. Yeah, so when you eat, it's literally like, I swear my teeth hold more food than my beard, my moustache does. True story. It's like living a video game, bro. You know what? It was look, I can't even say, bro, like do you know what? That's how handcuffed I am. But I'll tell you something that I said, yeah, to the police every time. They're trying to rip my doors off. They're smashing. I was living with my son at the time. They're smashing my son's windows. And they're telling me to come outside. And I'm like, fuck off. I'm not coming outside. What? So he's can throw me on the ground, manhandle me, because there's literally 7 or 8 carloads of yous there, and kick the shit out of me while you've got hand. Nah, fuck you. No, I'm sick of this shit, you know? And then like, I literally fucking like get charged for, it just was never ending. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, one day I was sitting there, right? So they literally took all of my devices. I was literally going viral on YouTube. I was gaining, no word of a lie. You can go back and have a look on view stats and stuff. So this was around October 2023. I was starting to go viral. I posted a video, and then it's literally on like 9.6 million views right now. But when I posted that video, I had 2,000 subscribers, and I was literally gaining 1,200 subscribers a day, and that video was going fucking through the roof, right? And I was like going, what is going on here? Next thing you know, I've got 14,000 subscribers. I was like in 48 hours, yeah? And I was like, what the fuck? And this video just keeps going up and up and up. And I'm just sitting there going, like, people are going, saying to me, going like, bro, do you understand how much money capabilities are in that video right now? Like, Google how much people make on on YouTube from 1 million views. Your video's on 4 million, and it's getting up 1 million every day. Like, I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even really realize, you know? And obviously I just became a YouTube partner, which means like getting paid for YouTube. And then like the unthinkable happened. Like, I was going viral. Next thing you know, I'm on 16,000 subscribers. And then bang, next thing you know, this police come swooping in. They take every single device I own, every single phone I owned, every single PC I owned, every single Xbox, PlayStation I owned. They even took batteries, like charging packs, thinking that they were hard drives, and they took absolutely everything off me. And then, so when they got all of my PCs and all of my devices back to the police station, they were all trying to hack into my PCs. And obviously, Google, YouTube is the same thing, right? And so obviously, Google just went, we don't give a fuck who you are unless you come at us with a warrant. We're not letting you in, yeah? And so Google went bang, shut down my YouTube account. A lot of you guys have been following me since here, so you'd remember this. My whole account got shut down. I literally couldn't even post on it. And yeah, it was like, because it wasn't because of the police, but it was because of the suspicious activity and because of multiple sign-in attempts from multiple different locations just made my account a security threat. And so Google just went and fucking like really, really withdrawed. And then, as you guys remember, like I opened up another YouTube page, tried to get that going, and it just wouldn't work. And yeah, by the fucking grace of whoever's watching over me, I just remember one day, because I needed everything they took off me. They took my phones off me, which I needed to recover my Google accounts. I needed certain PCs to be able to log on to that, so I could log on to my Google account. You know, only recognizes the original account, which was a PC, and then, you know, my recovery devices they had as well. And it was just a fucking nightmare. And then I remember one day, I'll just get this thing in the mail saying, hey, you can come and pick up all your shit. And I was like, what? And then bang. Yo, Biff, what made you turn to media after your life so far? Explain to the youth what made you turn it around. Look, I wouldn't call what I do media. I actually dislike the media. I have a big dislike for it. Is it some type of medium what I do? I call myself a podcaster, yeah? Or just a part-time YouTuber. Or a YouTube hobbyist. What made me turn it all around? I'll tell you the truth, right? The last time I got locked up, I just done 9 years and I went back for a parole breach, yeah? And I had to do 12 months. And so in that 12 months, I had realised that the environment that I'd set about calling my home for so many years was a fucking shambles. And I realised that everyone was that fucked up on ice. And I'll tell you, it was one thing in particular. It was my children wanting to join a bike club before they were 18, enamoured by that life. That was a big thing that made me want to change my life. But I'll tell you, when I got locked up last time, I seen this young dude get murdered in jail for not doing what people wanted him to do. So they had expected him on this day, and he'd said he would do it on this day. He would go out on his visit and bring drugs in. Yeah, I've got to be very careful what I say here. And for whatever reasons, this person's family did not want to bring the drugs in. Yeah, they could see that this was only going to bring more dramas. And so for whatever reason, when said individual came back to his unit, he came back empty-handed. And the people had put things there, but his family did not want to bring these drugs in, yeah? And and that guy lost his life that day. Yeah, senseless, stupid violence. Like he literally lost his life because, well, not even for something that he done. It wasn't even something he done. His family just said, "I don't want to bring the drugs in." Do you know what I mean? I don't want to bring the drugs in, and he literally got mauled like by multiple people wielding edged weapons, is what I will say. And he died right there on the floor, and that was it. Goodbye. See you later. Never going home. Guess what? You were getting out in a month. You were getting out in a month. Do you know what I mean? Never ever getting out. Spend the rest of your life in that prison. Your story, your story ends every single time in that prison. Do you know what I mean? That right there, and I'll tell you, when I seen the whole thing get swept under the carpet and like it never happened, and then when I seen the fucking corrupt Port Phillip prison try and fucking fabricate evidence to make things fucking look like they weren't really happening, yeah, man, that was enough for me to go, fuck. I like this is more dangerous than it has ever been before. And who the fuck wants to be here? Like seriously, um, old mate was never going home. His story ended at Port Phillip, you know, and I was like, that could be me tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Or I could have a disagreement with someone, and you know what I mean. I had a very fucking bad, violent temper. I had a lot of enemies in jail that I fucking stabbed and bashed and hit with fucking bricks and rocks and iron bars and anything I could get my hands on. Um, you know, that could have been me the next day, for all I knew. And like, I was like, there's just no honor amongst thieves anymore. There was no honor. There was no respect. All these young kids, like this young kid over here, will dead set run up behind you and fucking slit your throat with a fucking razor blade that he's made out of his toothbrush and his fucking $1.50 razor from the fucking canteen. Hence why they call them buck fifties. And you know what I mean? Everyone's willing to take your life, and I was like, nah, man, I cannot be fucked dealing with this bullshit anymore. Like I've literally just been dealing with it for 25 years, in and out of prison, and that was it. That was it. That was it. And then, like I said, there's that. There was my children trying to join bike clubs, um, kind of behind my back, if I'm honest. Like if I'm 100% honest, and obviously who I was at the time, they were always going to have people going and just fuck yeah, we'll take you. You know what I mean? You're from good stock, and yeah, that was enough for me. I was like, yep, I've had enough. No, oi, no offense, Sans. Or you know what, Jugs, I still do too. Yeah, I'm generally pretty good. You won't see me like, all right, you see it here sometimes when someone's like really being trolls or something like that. You see me kind of, you know, razz up a bit. But other than that, like, I generally will not put myself on show for the sake of anyone else. And like, in my eyes, there's not a good enough argument for me to make myself not look like a gentleman wherever I am. I've made a solid effort of trying to make myself come across as who I am wherever I go, which is a gentleman first and foremost. Like, yeah, I can fucking definitely be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But yeah, no worries, Val, the first gaming. Like I said 15 minutes ago, I'm just going to go top this up. But I am going to jump off shortly, guys. Yeah, we've been going for nearly 2.5 hours. Yeah, if you guys have noticed that I've been posting videos a day before, so you guys get to have a look, have a read at what I'm posting about well before the videos get premiered. And yeah, I like the way I'm doing things. So yeah, I'm trying new things out. And oh yeah, I really want to get this Melbourne doco finished, but I'm really fucking like, guys, I can't even say it enough. Do you know what I mean? Like my chronic fatigue, which is my worst symptom of my MS, is like, yeah, it's been hectic lately. And like, not only that, like when you have chronic fatigue, but you can't sleep. So like, I'm a really light sleeper. Like anyone who's spent plenty of time in prison, especially when you've had, fucking TOG running in on you and fucking smashing you in your sleep and shit like that. I find it very hard. I'm very light sleeper. So when you have chronic fatigue and you're a light sleeper, it's just fucked. Yeah. But anyway, I'm a fucking, I am a rock of its own fucking kind. I am not the rock per se, but do you know what I mean? I am my own rock and I can get through it. I was put on this earth to prove to people that things can be done. And I think I do a pretty good job of it. So, just in case you didn't know, like I said, I was put on this earth to show people that I do things on. Here's one. You know what I mean? That's a perfect example. You serious? Like, here I am doing the electric boogaloo. Good times, great people. I'll be here till Tuesday. Try the shrimp. Wrote this song too, by the way.
Met you in the chaos, thought I found my life, but you were dancing with shadows deep into the night. I gave you all my heart, tried to be your cure, but little love ain't enough when the poison's got a lure. And it broke me in pieces, watching you fade away. You love the high more than you ever loved the day. Now the echoes of your laughter are just ghosts in my mind. And I'm left here wondering if I'll ever love in kind. I tried to hold you close, but you slipped through like sand. Told myself I'd fix it, be your solid land. But you were chasing dragons I could never hope to tame. You left me standing in the ruins, whispering your name. And it broke me in pieces, watching you fade away. You love the night more than you ever loved the day. Now the echoes of your laughter are just ghosts in my mind. And I'm left here wondering if I'll ever love in kind. Gave you every sunrise, you chose the endless night. Now love feels like a battle that I can't get right. I hope you found your peace wherever you may roam, but you left me with these shadows in the place we called home. and it broke me in pieces, watching you fade away. You love the night more than you ever loved the day. Now I'm haunted by the memories, trying to find my way, wondering if I'll ever love again, or if my heart will stay this fragile.
Try to hold you close, but you slip through like sand. Yeah, thank you, legends, for another live, awesome live. Fuck, it gets me every time. Right, so as you guys will know, many of you guys have commented, bro, how the fuck does your fucking tattoo change from one side of your face to the other? And I'll show you. It's quite simple, actually. Oh fuck it, and I can't even do it while I'm live. But yeah, all it is a mirrored video. So like, obviously, what that means is like, so what you see me if you're watching a mirrored video would be like looking at yourself in the mirror. So obviously, when you're in the mirror, you're there, and everything in the mirror is the total opposite to what is the reality. Hence, that is how my tattoos change. But I will say this, right? So I don't know. I posted a post tonight. So I don't know if this legend's in the chat. Yeah. So this guy said someone is convinced I'm a time traveler, right? So I'm gonna add some fucking photos in here to the chat. So give me a second. I don't know if you guys have seen the video, the post that I post. And so when I say post, that means like text post on the channel page, not a video. Otherwise, I would say video because I confuse myself that easily. But anyway, there's a couple of photos, and I read it and I was like, I'm actually dodgy on clicking on pictures and links and shit what people send me. Sorry, but I just am. Anyway, I had these two little fucking beauties sent to me. So this guy was like, "Oi, bro, I was watching this march in Brisbane from the 1950s, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Now, one of the guys in this march looks exactly like you." I was like, "All right." Then when I seen the pictures, I had a few questions to ask myself. All right, so first we will load picture number one, just for fucking, you know what I'm saying? Right, let's go. No, I don't want that. Yep, rightio. So this is what this person was watching this march from Brisbane in 1956, I believe he said, right? This is the march. Now he's like, look, this person here looks exactly like you, bro. So obviously, my brain's like, bro, what were you doing and zooming in that far? Because that's an old as fuck photo, which has pretty crazy clarity for a very old photo, if I must say. But I will say this. check this shit out. I was like, he's like, now I'm going to send you the zoomed in picture, and you tell me if you think it looks like yourself. And I was like, okay, send it. And then I was like, wait, what the fuck? That actually stop doing that fucking shit. It actually does look a little bit like fucking me. Same moustache. Wait, I'll do the exact same fucking. Give me a moment, yeah? I'm going to get a hat and everything. Look, I'm not a time traveler. I just happen to have the same similar hat. It's uncanny. I know. But we're about to get to the bottom of this right now. You ready? Now I have to do this. Goodbye, you. For a second. We'll just like replace. No. Move me there, you fuck. Yeah. You ready? You've really got to put an emphasis because the guy's really frowning. It's like he's really going, hey, why are you taking a photo of me? Anyway. Fucking Wooshka, get over there, you fuck. I'm not a time traveler. I don't even believe in those conspiracies. But anyway, I was like, it's a pretty good likeness. It was a pretty good likeness, buddy. But, why? What were you doing zooming in on that much? Because, like, you weren't watching that from back there on your fucking, I don't know, fucking, like, fucking A-track or something. I don't know. You were sitting there watching your A-track and you were like, oh, that guy looks like Biff. That's a little bit creepy if you ask me. Where is your mustache? Where's mine? Bro, I've got a mad one. Sometimes I even twist the ends up and just make myself look like I drink tea. You know what I mean? Don't hate. Don't hate. Don't hate because you don't have a Ranga Mustaki. It's okay. I will still appreciate you as a part of the community if you don't have a Ranga Mustaki. Just saying, if you have a Ranga Mustaki, I do. His tats are on the wrong side. Drew, maybe it's mirrored. But yeah. Anyway, legends, in the words of our fucking great friend fucking Harry Pothead, Inspecto Patronum, it's actually, for those, if this is the first time you're seeing it, yes, I actually have a Harry Potter's wand. Fuck! I'm not going to lie, that the old jail Biff makes me think I should sharpen the end of this. Because, I mean, that's got to be carbon fibre or something. I don't know. Polyethyl trimethyl chloride or something. Better known as PVC. Anyway, that part of my brain says I should make this into a prison shank. And then the other says put it back and don't make it into a prison shank. So yeah, we don't make it into a prison shank. We just keep it in the box there, and we keep it right next to our friend Harry Pothead. And everyone thinks that Hermione's name is Hermione, however you say it, Hermione Granger. It's not. It's not. It's not. Look, it's Hermione G. Ranger. Yeah, she's the gangster ranger. Anyway, I collect weird things. It happens. Some things we can't show. But I collect weird things. Still showing that. King size, classic black, they reckon. Nah, because that's for nothing but the finest tobacco or medicinal. Because you can say that now. I keep forgetting. All right, legends. Yeah, I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. But I'm a nerd that'll punch you in the face. I'm that kind of nerd. Do you know what I mean? I love UFC as much as I love nerd stuff. Any type of martial art, actually. And for those of you that missed, I actually like Kewpie mayonnaise. If this is your first time seeing Kewpie mayonnaise, I know you're amazed. Yeah, this is Kewpie mayonnaise. It's amazing. See that? My brain just thinks in 4K. All right, but anyway, thank you, legends. Oi, listen, Gunny, I have just found, because like after I had that problem with my camera overheating, I was like, that's a pretty shit problem for a camera like this. Is a vlogging camera, a streaming camera, and it overheats. I was like, there's got to be a fix to this because I just spent money on you, you fuck. Anyway, this little fucking thing, I'm telling you, I could stream for 100 hours, and this little $12 fan from Temu, I probably should take that little plastic sticker off. I'm that guy. Oh, wait, maybe it's taken off. It's just got stuff on there like dust. Anyway, $12 fan. Do you know what? It's actually awesome for everything. So if you've got an Xbox like I do, you just fucking like bang, plonk it upside down on your Xbox like that if you're having like power games of COD and that. Yeah, this thing's the best. I fucking mention it every single video because this thing is a lifesaver for me. You've got no idea what it does to me when we're having such a good live and my camera just says, fuck you, I'm turning off right now. Because literally my brain says, I literally want to take you and the tripod out the front right now and fucking say fuck you on the footpath. And I bet you I win, Sony stupid camera. But anyway, I don't do that. And I got this fan and it saves my life every time and it saves me from getting angry. But yeah, that's what it used to happen. It doesn't happen anymore. Anyway, if anyone hasn't liked what we're talking about here tonight, you guys can always jump into the complaints department. It's quite simple, really. If you have a complaint, just take a number. This complaint department gives you quite the bang for your buck. That is. What else? My brain says show. We're doing show and tell for a sec. All right. Got these as well. I don't even know why I showed you, but my brain said, quick, show the lights because we got to go. We've got new lights that don't fucking give you sunburn like these fucking ones here. I swear, I'm a ranger, right? I get sunburn under the street light. Don't you fucking drop. Oi, these lights, right, on these tripods, they drop all the time, scare the shit out of me. But anyway, these lights give me sunburn. Not even joking. Look, look here. I've almost got a fucking, you can see my fucking paleness. And then look, I get, look, because I don't go outside much. I don't think there's any need, really, to go outside much. Because most of my life is here. And yeah, but we are going outside much in the future. Anyway, all right, legends. We are off. Not in the not moldy type, but we're off and we're out of here. Another awesome live. We've been going for 2 hours and 48 minutes. We have 63 people watching. I can't see how many likes we have, but yeah, thank you everyone for another awesome live. And yeah, I'll see you at 7 o'clock. Oi, guys, you guys have got to watch the video that I've done for tomorrow. I think you guys will like it. The thumbnail says so. You can tell by the thumbnail how much work I put into it. A thumbnail will tell you that about a video, I think. There's like a bit of heads up for like up and coming YouTubers. All right. Anyway, don't do drugs and crime and you won't end up in prison.